Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the notion of risk in the context of tourism into Thailand. And I started thinking of this when reading an article from The Nation, that's nationmultimedia.com, quoting directly, Test and Go, quote unquote, draws over 23,600 tourist applications. And this small excerpt in here, I urge those who are watching this video, check out that article. But this small excerpt I thought was interesting. I want to comment on it. Quote, the Test and Go scheme aimed at bringing tourists back into the country without risking the spread of COVID-19 has been launched on November last year, but was paused a month later when the Omicron variant of the virus started spreading. And they go on in this article to note that things are reopening and the new Test and Go scheme is already drawing in a number of new applicants. But the excerpt that I thought was odd was aimed at bringing tourists back into the country without risking the spread. Well, look, at the end of the day, I think we're all going to just need to get over the fact that there is inherent risk associated with tourism. And while I can understand the argument behind why we did what we did back in March 2020 under those circumstances, we're not there anymore. We know what this is. The situation is what it is. And we're going to have to at some point, and we're already seeing public health officials talk about this in the context of describing this as endemic and sort of moving on with easing restrictions and basically just getting on with our lives. But I just kind of wanted to make this video because it's this whole, I don't know what you want to call it, but there seems to be in sort of the collective consciousness a meme out there of being able to get to some magical place where there's no risk of anything. That's just not possible. And I think anybody that really looks at any given situation for what it is understands we're never going to get to a position in life or in a public health context for that matter. And I'm not an expert on that, but I'm just speaking commonsensically. I don't think we're ever going to get to the point where we're going to see a 0-point risk factor for anything. So, what are we aiming for in talking about risk this way? That's my main question. I don't even particularly know the answer to that question other than, I think people sometimes get caught in a feedback loop as to what their goal is, and it's sometimes very difficult to come out of that feedback loop. But hopefully, as we're seeing the momentum shift here in Thailand, things are progressing toward an outlook of, hey, we're going to need to learn to live with this. Hopefully, we'll see this paradigm put behind us.